Hello and welcome back to free Excel tutorial videos. In today's video we will look at how you can look up values from multiple columns. So I'm going to show you how you can look up a value from multiple columns, and here I have a simple list of employees that I have in a company, and what I want to achieve is to be able to look up specific information from our database. So we want to be able to look for the title for a combination of first name and last name. But first, let's understand the concept. Okay, if we want to look for a combination of the first name and the last name, I will need to use the %, to join them in the formula. Okay, so let's type in this formula here. Type equals first name and type %, double quotation, comma, %, again, second, the last name, and hit enter. Nope. Oh, I see, I made a mistake. So here we have so there you go. So what I did was I selected the first name as a reference. I used the %, and a double quotation mark and the %, again, and use the last name, and what I get is the first name of Adam and the last name Alan. Okay, so for the lookup, we won't be using the VLOOKUP function. Instead, we will be using a combination of index function and the match function. So the first thing to do is to index the values in the field of the title. Okay, so we will look up in the index here to match the lookup for the value for the first name and the last name. Okay, so let's come over here to the title and type index, tab to function autocomplete. Then we're going to select the index, the title. Okay, select everything here under the title field. Okay, and use a comma. Next we will use the match function. So type match function autocomplete, and here for the match function we have 3 arguments. So our lookup value is going to be the first name. Okay, and we're going to use the %, and select the last name. Okay, what we want is to look for both the first and the or a combination of the first and last name. And then I'm going to put a comma again, and the second argument, the lookup array, we will join select the values in the first name field, which is here. Okay, type %, again, and select the values for the last name. Okay, so now we are looking in these two. Okay, these two series of cells or values. So put a comma again, and the third argument is we want to have an exact match, so I'm going to use 0. Okay, and then we close the parenthesis for the match function and another one for the index function. Okay, and at this point don't hit the enter key because we are creating an array formula, so we need to use Ctrl+Shift+Enter. Okay, remember this, every time you use a formula or array formula, you need to use Ctrl+Shift+Enter. So I'm going to press Ctrl+Shift+Enter, and there I have the answer. Okay, Adam Allen is the director of marketing. Okay, let's verify that. Yes, it's correct. So let's say I have here a list which I have done with data validation. So let's change to a second person, which is Brian. Okay, and you can notice here, because the first and the last name do not match, I have no answer. Okay, so if I press select Davis, we have here Brian Davis, the director of sales. Okay, now, so if we want to look for the department, say here, okay, we want to look for this person, we want to find out which department he is in. Okay, so we're going to use the index function again, but this time I'm going to give a name range for the department. So I'm going to come here first. Okay, I'm going to select all this, Control Shift F3, and I create a name range. So I have a name range here called department. Okay, so let's come back to this cell, type index function autocomplete, and we are going to type the name range, which is department. Okay, this is very useful. As you can see, it's selected, and then put a comma, and we're going to use the match function once again, and the lookup value will be the first name ampersand second name, and put a comma, and the lookup array will be the first name ampersand and the last name. Okay, and put a comma, and we want to find an exact match, so put a 0, and remember to close the match function and also to close the index function. And again, remember, we are using an array formula, so we need to use Control Shift Enter. So now we have it. Brian Davis is the director of sales, and he is in the sales department. Okay, so that is how you can use the lookup values using multiple columns in Microsoft Excel. Okay, that's it for this tutorial. I will see you in the next tutorial.